Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Emma Van Grieken and I share videos about balancing faith, family, and following your calling through my own journey as an author, as well as mindset musings on creativity, inspiration, setting goals, and achieving them. So if that is your thing, like this video so the algorithm pushes it to more creative entrepreneurs like you and me, and subscribe so you never miss a video. Today, I am getting about 2.5 hours all to myself. I had a baby in January 2025. But my husband is watching her this afternoon, and I am going into one of my favorite little cafes, so I thought I would take you with me. Now, being a mom, it will come as no surprise to you that my writing routine looks different. And if you want to see a creative life update, I will link that here, because my life has changed quite a bit since having a baby. But I genuinely believe that that is not an excuse for following through on my calling and writing this fantasy book. Let's get into the cafe, let's order something, and let's start having a good productive day. Let's go. All right, so basically what happened when I sat down to write was I got about 1,000 words in, and I bumped up in the dialogue against some questions about the magic system and character motivations and where the plot was actually going that I just did not have an answer for. And if you've been around here for a while, you know that I think writer's block does not exist. I think it's a lack of clarity and direction, and that is exactly what I ran into. I just did not know where to go. So I started feeling overwhelmed and very frustrated. I started lacking motivation. I could not write anymore. I got a little ways in, hit the backspace button, tried to type again, deleted it all. It just didn't work. It wasn't flowing. And this has honestly set off a month-long process of going back over the entire 40,000 words of draft 2 that I've already written and revising everything to make sure that I know what's actually going on, to fix some things that I knew were already flawed, because I want to give myself the best foundation possible. So stick around for the next video on how I've sorted through this. But guys, I'm not gonna lie, I spiraled for the past month about why am I an author? Why am I writing this book? It'd be so much easier if I could just put this down. So just know, it happens. This was one of those days, one of those weeks, one of those months, and it was not fun. All right, what was I able to do today? I did just over 1,000 words, which is not quite what I wanted to do. I really wanted to be able to report something cool with this vlog. I wanted to be able to say, like, I did 3,000 words, sat down, and it all came out. But the reality is, I'm at a point of the book where it's getting a lot more complicated, and the magic system needs to be done so carefully. I told myself that draft 2 was going to be, all of the details are there. They're pretty much perfect except for a few small tweaks, and I'm just not there. And I don't like to get bogged down by the details because I prefer to just move forward. But where I'm at with the book right now, I need to have those details. So if I don't get that right now, I could create a plot hole later that would take a lot more time to fix. Then it'll just take me to figure out these details now. So I do not have a very big word count to report to you today, which is okay. I've had a lovely day by myself, and you know what? I have at least clarity on how I need to move forward with this book and the details that I need to sort out before I can keep on going. So at the very least, I have that. I will keep you posted. But yeah, nothing. I got nothing. I want to just have a nap. I have now driven home, and I have silly details to report. I got in this car, I started driving home, and I had existential dread that I will have to delete everything that I have from this most recent chapter. I was going through it in my head, and I thought, this just doesn't make sense. But I have this tendency to drive and process a lot of important thoughts. So on my drive home, I sorted out an issue that could have made me delete this chapter that I've been working on. I don't need to delete it, it turns out. I do just need to clarify exactly how the magic works and who knows what, and spend a little bit more time with how I want to focalize the book, which just means whose perspective I want to tell it from. Once we do that, I think this will be really good. I have been struggling with some doubt on this ride home, but such is life when you care about something very deeply. So we shall see how it goes, and I shall see you in the next video, hopefully with more written and more clarified. Bye.